Good afternoon to those who listen. It is October 16th, 2018, 12:27 p.m. And I would like to get your thoughts and advice and prayers on what I should do. I think I know what I need to do, but I'm kind of just wanted to make sure and think about it. I didn't want to make a rash decision. I talked to the lawyer, and he agrees that he thinks that, yes, I do have a mold issue, and he also believes that the mold is causing my problems, but he's not sure, what he can do because of the mold wasn't elevated and probably wouldn't affect most people the way it does me. And he doesn't know how, the law would look at it because there's no regulations against mold, just the moisture. But what he came up with was, he can't do anything that has to do with criminal lawsuits or lawsuits that are looking to get damages for injury damages or loss of wages and hospital bill stuff like that. They can't. The legal aid doesn't do those cases. So he told me he's going to contact Section 8 tomorrow because that's when she's supposed to be back. And then he was going to contact the Cross Creek Apartments after that. So what he was thinking about doing, the best that he could probably do, is call Cross Creek and offer a mutual agreement to end the lease with the knowledge that I cannot sue them for damages. So yes, I want to try to get some of my lost wages and lost money that's happened from all this. But in this case, I'm thinking maybe I should just cut my losses. And, if they agree to get me out of the lease, I'll just move. At least I would still have Section 8. And then Section 8 would just move me to a new apartment. And I would lose all that money. And all the stuff I suffered through would just all be lost. But at least I would have a new apartment where I could actually live. So that's what I think I should do, even though I know I could win a court case if I pursued it. Problem is finding a lawyer that would take the case with no money up front, and then they would just take their fees and expenses out of the winnings. I found out that Iowa just changed their laws, so now the most you can get now is $6,500. So I was thinking, if I got a lawyer, and I don't know how long it would take to do a case in the first place, and then after it's all said and done, they usually take a third of your money, and then there's some expenses that would be in there too. So I'm thinking it would probably be like $3,000 about. I'm just guessing, estimating, and like the most I would get is like $3,000, $3,500. Is it worth going through months, or I don't even know how long it would take? Many months, year? I don't know. How long would it take? And then, how much would I really get back? To be reimbursed, I wouldn't get the full amount, obviously, because I know I've incurred more than $3,000 worth of damage already. So that's why I'm asking for advice. Should I continue and sue them? If I did, it would also involve me having to pay rent somewhere else at full price, I wouldn't be on Section 8 no more. I would lose Section 8, and I would have to reapply, which would take probably, well, I'm guessing it would take at least 3 years. It took 2.5 years for Colorado, and that was on the fast track. And I think it's even longer here. So, and I don't even know if they're accepting applications right now anyway. So, to me, it seems like it would just be long and drawn out, and I would win, but it would probably take so long, and it wouldn't be worth it, because then I'd have to pay rent somewhere else, and I would be paying extra money living in a new place, which I couldn't afford anyway. So I'm thinking, I told the lawyer that I'm probably 90% sure that I'm going to take his offer of them calling them and trying to get out of the lease, mutual agreement of getting out of the lease, with the knowledge that I cannot sue them for damages. That seems to be the most logical approach to take. But I wanted to think about it for a little while and get some advice and pray on it, because I don't want to make a rash decision and then later on regret the decision. So that's why I wanted, I only have today to decide, because he's calling in the morning to Section 8, and after he hears from them, he's going to call me to ask me what I want to do about the Cross Creek part, the apartments. And at this stage, I think I'm going to tell him, just do the mutual agreement, and I won't be able to pursue damages from them. But at least I'd be out. And I told them, from the beginning, right after I got sick, I just wanted them to move me to a new apartment in that same complex. And he asked about me moving just to a new apartment in that complex. I said, no, I don't want to deal with these people no more. I'd rather just move to a new place and be done with it. I can just see more future problems happening, because they didn't want to help me in the beginning, and they still don't want to help me now. Why are they going to suddenly move me to a new place and then not cause problems? I just see future problems. So I just want to move to a completely new apartment complex. So today he told me, since the mailbox thing is in the mail is a big issue now too, I told him about that. He says, you got to make sure that they didn't send you anything. He asked where my mail was going. I said it's being held at the post office. And then they're going to start sending it to my sister's address until I can get a new address, because I can't hold it at the post office for long. So they're going to, I got to go and see if they sent anything in the mail, because he says if they send anything in the mail, it could be time sensitive, and if you don't reply within a certain amount of time, then, you lose. And I could see them, those devious people, I could see them purposely messing with the mail and then sending me something to the mail, and then I don't get it, and then they get off on a loophole, even though I got proof of all this too. I don't think they could get away with it, but I can see them trying to. So I got to make sure that they didn't send me any mail. I didn't get any mail from anybody else. And then make sure, go back to the apartment and see if they put a letter on my door again, because he says if you haven't paid the rent, they're going to be coming after you for the rent. So got to do that. And then I got to try to find the lease. I couldn't find. It's in storage somewhere. And then make a copy of the mold thing. So he has no, he didn't have any doubts that the mold was causing my problems. He just doesn't think that since it wasn't elevated, that the law, the court, the judge would just consider it not elevated and not a problem, even though it's a problem for me, and it would be a problem for people that have asthma or weakened immune systems. But says the mold report saying it's not elevated might actually hurt my case than help my case. But, my doctor says it doesn't matter if it's elevated or not. Any little bit of mold can affect me or other people that have problems. So I don't know. So I'm just putting this out there. Please say a prayer for me, and just pray that whatever is supposed to happen, that's meant to happen in God's will, let that be done. Let God's will be done. Let whatever is in God's will be done, because I give it to God, and God is going to work this out one way or the other. I truly believe that me moving to a new apartment is the best bet. I don't think I should stay there, and I don't think I should have to pay for somewhere I can't live. So I'm hoping that everything just works out the way it's supposed to. So that's it, and I will let everyone know what happens tomorrow. I'm guessing I'll find out sometime in the morning. I don't know, but if anybody has any advice, what you think about what I should do, just throw that in the comments. I'm just leaning towards just hopefully a mutual lease, what is it, rescindment, whatever it's called, just both getting out of the lease, and that's it. And then I won't pursue damages. I won't sue them. It sucks that I had to go through all this, and I don't know what lesson I learned out of that, because it just seems like I got screwed out of this whole thing. So it's not fair, but I think the best thing to do is just to end it and move on. I don't want to continue fighting these people, getting a lawyer. It's a lot of trouble. And I don't even know how much I would even get out of it. Is it even worth it? Because if I'm only going to get $3,000, but then I have to continue paying rent there and rent at my sister's and storage, it would probably cost more than what I would get in the long run anyway. So to me, it seems like the best thing to do is just get out of the lease and move on to a new place through Section 8. And he thought the same thing. At least you're keeping your Section 8 this way, and you'll have cheaper rent. And so it seems like the most logical thing to do, but I just wanted to think about it for a little while, pray on it, and get some other people's thoughts on it. So just throw your comments down in there, and please say a prayer for God's will to be done. So that's all I care about, is whatever God wants to happen out of this. That's all I care about. And I know God will take control of this and fix it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Throw your comments down there and prayer, and please pray for me. I love you guys. God bless.